I developed a very unique personality in about 2 months. Here's how you can do it too. I promise that after this video, you will be able to not only build your own personality, but make it the personality that you really want to. And more than that, what I really love about it is that you want to become the best version of yourself personality. So the way that I'm going to do it, I'm not only going to give you the stories, and I'm not only going to give you the lessons that I learned, but also I'm going to give you the secrets. So it's going to be parts, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3 in terms of steps. All right. So it all started, let's say, about 5 years ago. I started getting into the self-help books, getting better every day, etc. But for me, I really like what gets me excited through all of this is I realized that personality traits is something that I can actually acquire instead of just being born with. And especially because when I was young, I had that thing when I was the shy, I was the scientific guy, okay? So it was horrible. Like people were always like mocking me, like in terms of my family members. Not like my closest family. So, okay. Some of them were really going all in. They were like, why are you shy? Why are you doing this, that? And for me, I was like very respectful of people that are older than me. And it was really like all into science and stuff like that. So for some reason, they just didn't accept it. And they were always bullying me. I remember this time, okay, I'm not going to say who, but someone close to me, and like I love him. But he made me cry for that. It was like one of the moments that I was like, I can't stand that anymore. But this just shows like my personality over the years on how, like, let's say now some people might call me like whatever. I really like grow up as a shy person. You understand? And for me, I always had that challenge of just break that. It's like, go fuck yourself, motherfuckers. I'm going to do whatever I want. So over the years, of course, I knew that I'm not shy. I just do whatever I think it's better for me. So as an example, there's someone who's better than me. I respect him is better than not to respect him. And just my respect shows like I am shy, but I just respect, choose my words carefully, understand him more, so I give more precise answers, etc. So that's my way of really making the best decisions. But for them, it's always shy. And okay, so I really love that about me, being honest. Like until now, like I've my two last customers, they all said the same thing. They said, it's so insane that when you came to me, you were so shy. And you have all of this, dude? I'm like, okay, I don't know. I'll take that as a compliment. But you understand? It's like my teacher said that. She said, when you came to me, at first I was like, I'm not going to listen to this guy. Like, what does he want? And you're so awesome. You should have came to me even earlier. I came to the second session, dude. She said you should have came to me earlier. But the thing is, I have that thing where I understand people. So like if I really want to make it happen, I'm not gonna just be there like a fucking dumbass and be speaking. I make sure that I know what you want, so I give you all the fuck you want. So make sure that I close the deal, in other words. But the thing is, I had that thing with me like growing up that I am shy, etc. So in the first time where I sort of break through that, I was always, but first time publicly, it was through my YouTube videos. I remember like uploading my first YouTube videos and everyone was like, dude, you have so much energy and your videos are so awesome. You look shy and you look like a little bit isolating yourself, but you're just so good in videos. You have all this energy. Every like adults, usually like old people, they say that. Like if they see my video, they're like, you have all of that energy. I didn't expect that from you, But that's usually like from adults, like people that are teenagers and stuff like that. They don't say that, because they pretty much like grew up with all of the content creation stuff and YouTubers going all everywhere. So they know like, yeah. So like, but some of them actually say that. A lot of them say that, especially like my young colleagues, my old colleagues. They say that you have a really interesting personality and like what you're doing is awesome. But like, the thing is, everybody has his own personality. For me, when I started shifting my personality towards something, I understood that my personality is different and I'm fine with it. and also I just have to like use what are the strongs and strengths of my personality. And for me, it was quality time and energy, like quality time / energy. Like if I'm getting as an example of the example of videos, I give them so much energy and time because I just love them. And for me, I just saw this this video actually that popped up. It's like a clip, and she says, she probably like a psychologist, I think, I guess, but she was talking about how it was like in a podcast. So she was talking about how love language is actually the opposite of your toxic traits. I was like, okay, probably my most toxic traits based on last conversation that I asked about like my colleagues. I said like, what do you think about me and stuff, so like I get that feedback. He said that you're probably like isolating yourself, and we were like, it's not a bad thing, it was just describing. It was like, okay, let's say isolating yourself. She said the opposite is your love language. So if it's isolating, it's usually quality time. I said, it makes all the sense. Like for me, if I have like 1 hour, I will prefer to give it to people that are worth it and I love them. And that's pretty much like my love language. So it's just different. So really, like from personality standpoint, is like you have to comprehend like who you are. So now to make your personality more interesting, you have to go double down on what you have. I'm going to give you an example. So about 3 months ago, about 3 months, more than 3 months actually, time is passing by real quick, I did this analysis for myself. So I did statistics analyzing 30 months of my life, which is an insane period. It's actually now more like 36, but anyway. So I analyzed that 30 months and I realized that there's a lot of personality traits that I didn't know that are the best version of myself, but they are. You know, it's like, as an example, saying no a lot, like being a little bit brutal. So at first I was brutal, like I was brutal everywhere, you know, like saying no to everything, like being brutal, always using the brutal. But when I went to my therapist, she said, well, probably you shouldn't, like, not every time, but it's also like good to do it from time to time. But for me, it was like more of an exercise. So now, like, I wouldn't say do it every day, but I'm pretty sure like you do it every day. So because I realized that just part of like how you want to be. It's like you should be fine with saying no. You should be fine with being weird. You should be fine with say fuck you if it has to. Also at the same time, like I have this kindness part, and I added actually because my therapist said, which is like I do something kind. Obviously, kind and nice are not the same thing. So nice is being a fucking dumbass, but kind is like I talk to someone and he deserves to be like kind to. I'm kind to him. You understand? Like sometimes if there is someone that did a mistake and he's awesome, like I can just, you know, not fucking kill him for that mistake. Sure, you understand, just to check that kindness box in my to-do list. But I also like other stuff. It's like, as an example, how I look. I realized that my facial hair had also an effect on my personality. It's like if I have more hair, like I have my hair natural, I get close to my best version of myself. And then, as an example, I don't have hair on my face. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking nuts. But I realized that based on my fucking analysis. So it's like, all right, this makes so much sense. It's like, of course I'm going to fucking do it, you know? And the thing is, it's not always like this. It's not always that it's just facial hair and stuff. But it's really, I figured out that it's all about being authentic. It's like if there's something bad about your body, bad, whatever. This bad is a bad word, but like there's something unique about your body, like indulge it and accept it and go double down on that. You understand? I've seen this girl. I don't recommend what she did, but this girl in my class speaks English very good. She's fluent in English, and we have classes in French. So we study nursing college. It's all in French. So when we have presentations, she never presents in French. She just presents in English, and she says, "Well, I just want to present to like the colleagues that are from like different countries." And the thing is, it's obviously that she's just covering her insecurities, but it's cool. For me, actually, I would love to speak in French in that situation because that's like something that I have. It's like I'm not gonna go throughout like against all. Like I can do that, but I prefer to show my weakness because I know if I show my weakness, I can work on it. As an example, like French, because I also had that. My French, like even that my French is my second academic language. It is actually my third language in terms of like order of fluency. My Arabic, then my English, then like my Arabic and English are right now like almost as the same. So like I don't see any difference, being honest. Obviously, there is words that you don't know. Like, but it's the same thing with any language. It's like it's less likely that you're gonna know every single word. Like in Arabic, there is 1,200 words of just the word lion. Of course, I'm not gonna know all of that. So, but now I'm also fluent in French. Like I speak French just like whatever. It's like I was just speaking to this colleague I have an internship. She's from French speaking country. I don't know, probably Kenya, probably something else. I don't remember, being honest. But I just speak to her in French normal. I speak with teachers in French. Like I don't have that problem with like French and stuff, which is like I used to have at the beginning. But it just like that. And also like I was not afraid to show me being horrible at French, and not afraid to get at the college that speaks French, etc. So like when you show your weaknesses, actually it's better. Even with like I do social media, I do that. I expose myself to the world. It's like if it's bad, it's bad. Like the fuck, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing fuck. What do I do? It's like it's bad. Okay, what the fuck will I do? It's like it's me, dude. It's part of me. You understand? So like that helps. Like now I don't give a fuck, and you wouldn't find people saying that it's horrible, even if it is. But that's the thing. It's like you exposing yourself. Like I use like my worst year mentally is the year when I didn't expose myself in what I was doing. Now we do the opposite. I was just speaking to my mother like a few minutes ago talking about this subject. It's like just never fucking hide shit. It's like just speak, dude. It's like don't give a fuck about like what other people think. It's like I have this one thing that I'm doing. Speak about it. If it doesn't give you like something, obviously, but like you speak about it, dude. It's gonna make you better at it. Like people that have this idea of like if people know about what you want to do or like goals and stuff, maybe that will affect you. You know, it's like I'm gonna want to this year and here's my resolutions. Of course, you shouldn't fucking do that, but sure. But like, if you're doing some fucking thing, it's like it's fine to speak about it. You understand? Like I really do think that, especially like with the right people, it's like just do that. And it's also I realized that when you speak about stuff that people aren't usually speaking about, usually people trust you and you break a lot of walls between connections. Like one of the things, like I have my teachers are all like, I have great connections with my teachers. Like part of it is I break the fucking walls. Like I don't give a fuck about what they think. So when I meet them and I'm like, okay, here's a very good presentation of mine that I know. It's like I really do present myself. So like when I present myself, they just need to hear it once and that's it. You understand? And if they ask me about anything, I just respond and I'm very honest. You know, and that's honesty is actually like what makes me like, because teachers really like I'm good with my teachers. Like today my teacher was speaking to me like in the break and stuff. And I really like he's awesome. You understand? It's like he even asks me, like he said, like, why did you came late and stuff like that? I think this is awesome. And also, like, remember, just like a few days ago, I had an exam. I went a little bit late. And there was a teacher that a little bit was mad about it. And my teacher, that is mine, she literally just screamed. And she was like, she called my name and she said, like, you should sit. Of course, she said, like, that's not you. You shouldn't be this late, you know. But like she came and she said, like, look, sit here and stuff like that. And look, I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. I sit and there is another teacher. And she was saying hi. I said, how are you? How is it going? In the exam, people were actually answering. I said, how are you? I was like, how is it going? And stuff like that. awesome interaction. These teachers are awesome. You understand? But like the thing is, I know they know me personally and I know them personally. It's like I know their families, they know my families. And we're just normal student-teacher relationship. But the thing is, it's like being open about what stuff that most people aren't open about gets you into doors and networks becomes easy. My first time that I really learned this is obviously like learning about networking from my brother. My brother is great at networking, and I realized that he just doesn't hold back a lot. Like he can say whatever and he doesn't give a fuck. That's what he gets into other people's minds and stuff like that. Like he can make relationships, and I realized that it's all the same. For me, it's also the same. So like when you want to develop a good personality, just be authentic. Like for me, when I did that statistics that I said, it's really all what I did was doubling down on what I already do. So I read books. I started reading more books. Obviously, like becoming the best version of myself based on my analysis, etc. And like the decisions should be like doing the stuff that gets me closer to my best version of myself. And that's literally what authentic means. Because best version of myself, not best version of human or content creator or college student or a businessman, whatever. It's like I don't do that, but I say business. That's the first version of myself. Like a speaking group in WhatsApp group, and I'm so authentic. The other day I was speaking to my class group, my college class group. I was cleaning fishes like to prepare for my brother. I gave it as an example. Like I don't have a problem with that. It was like, hey, well, I'm gonna explain to you what I said earlier. So right now I've been like cleaning these fishes, and I think this is a great example to give you. And it was continued. But the thing is, like a lot of people wouldn't do that because they think it's too personal. Nothing is too personal. Like nobody gives a fuck about you anyway, so might as well just do the stuff that gets you into doors. And being like to develop a unique personality is really develop yourself. It's like I know what I want, I know what I don't want, I know what I have, I know what I don't. It's like knowing who you are. What do you do on a daily basis? Your habits, your weak points, your like like your advantages that you have, your story, your life story, where are you at, what is your vision, what's your weekly, monthly, yearly, long-term goals. All of these like helps you to, you don't have to say to people what are your goals, but like when you know them, you know how to speak, because people sometimes like give you some weird questions, you know what I mean? And you don't have to say your goals, just say, oh well, this is like the thing that I'm doing will actually get me closer to my goals. You don't have to say your goals, but you're just saying that, and it's like, oh, it's awesome. And most people are actually very cool about it. They're like, oh, okay, sure. It's like, do whatever you want. But the thing is, I realized that, well, the best my personality gets, the more authentic I get about everything. Like, I remember I had this year, the last year of high school, it was my most interesting personality. It was like 2 or 3 years of me being an interesting guy. Like I had long hair, cut it, stuff like that. So I had all of these stuff interesting happening. And I remember like there's 1,000 people that were watching my videos, and my videos were not optimized for views. My videos were normal, but because it was interesting, people were following me. You understand? It's like I had at the time like 70 followers on Instagram, and it was growing like 1,200, 2,400, etc. Because it's my personality. I was very unique. I like my past and stuff like that, and also how I speak. Like I used to make stories, and I'm very authentic. I'm like, I just got out of shower and have this exam, and I really like don't like it. And when I talk, I talk in specifics. Like I don't say just an exam. I'm gonna be like a physics exam tomorrow, and I already like shared what is my level and stuff like that. So like people really feel like know who I am. And like when I film in my bedroom. I film my bedroom and stuff like that, which is more authentic. And that's like when I found myself doing best, whether I being in school, whether I being in like YouTube, whether I being mentally, it was awesome. Physically, I was doing sports. But financially, I was working. So like all at the same time in the hardest year of a 12 years formation, like the educational system until high school. It's like that was the hardest year. At the same time, it's fucking awesome. So not to flex, but I'm fucking good at being authentic, and I'm fucking good at being or having a good personality. And part of it is what makes me unique. You understand? It's like if there is something that makes me different, of course I'm gonna fucking talk about it, But that's what makes me different. Just like a few hours ago, like in like midday, I was sending an audio to my class, and I was really talking about how I fucking did social media for almost a decade. I was like, I know I was doing social media for almost a decade now. That's why I speak to a phone. Like I obviously know how to speak to a phone, and stuff like that. So it's like a joke. But the thing is, like, if I'm not authentic, I wouldn't say that. You understand? I was talking to this girl. She was talking to me about the statistics that I told you about earlier, because I was convincing the class to all of us do the statistics about our studies. And she was asking me, and she asked me like, she started asking me about English, like, how did you learn English and stuff like that. You know, she had a problem with that. I said like, just practice. Like, you have to work more than anybody else. Like, you have to practice a lot. And I gave her my detail. I said, look, in the past year, here's how much I did. Here's how much I spoken. In the past week, here's how many hours I spoken in English. So it's all about practice. You know, but the thing is, not everyone will give you these types of insights, but that's what makes actually the difference between people and people. So if you want to have a very unique personality, double down on your strengths. Also, I'd say take care of like how you look. The last chapter in Think and Grow Rich, amazing book by Napoleon Hill, he speaks about fear, and he talks about fear of poverty. When you see the symptoms, he speaks about how not wearing good clothing or not taking care of your appearance actually is a symptom of this fear. And he says this is the most deadliest of fears because it's just too common. And I'm pretty sure like you find it in so many things. And just for context, he puts it with not being relying on yourself, like stuff like that, confidence, self-esteem, etc. You understand like how that it is. And I'm not saying like do something crazy. It's like there is no harm of brushing your hair and wearing a watch or something like that. When you go to college, you go to work, you go to stuff like that. This just doubles down your strength and also like makes your personality different. As an example, I go to college with a bike and I'm fine with it. It's like, that's me. And I never will be like afraid. Oh, it's a fucking bike. That's me. Good or bad, that's me. And this is what building a unique personality is. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be fucking you and be fucking bold about it. It's like, that's fucking me. Like, do you have a fucking problem with that? You know, people will be like, oh, you're fucking riding a bike. Okay, explain to me. Do you have anything wrong with that? I'm nothing wrong. It's just that bike, dude. All right, what do you want me to fucking do? Probably take a bus. All right, take 1 fucking hour to fucking get to the college. Well, you can buy a bike. Okay, will you buy it from me, you fucking dickhead? I'll just buy a motorbike. Give me the money, I'll buy it. You can go through those arguments. So it means that you have a unique personality, not only authentic, but you are ready to fucking fight for what you believe in. I was also speaking with this colleague, with two colleagues actually the other day, when talking about conflicts. I said, like, one of the most important things that I learned from the book of Elon Musk biography is actually being good with conflicts and like indulging conflict. And one of them was my first year college colleague, and one of them was like now college colleague. So he said, like, with you, I was very nice with a lot of people and stuff like that. With them, I'm fucking like crazy. Not crazy, but I'm fucking like, I fucking have conflicts with everybody, you know? And she was like, why? And I was like, yeah, that's what it is. That's what fucking takes. And I was explaining how I think that is the price of what I want. I said, that's the price. Like, you see, like, you can't get ahead in life if you're fucking afraid of conflicts and saying what you actually believe in and fight for it. And she loved that, by the way. She was like, I truly believe that. And the other guy was like, I think that's like in like couples and stuff. We were like, no, that's not in couples. It's like in life. You have to fucking fight for it. But yeah, this is what I think. It's like, as I promised, now you have the ability to actually develop a fucking great of a personality. I said 2 months, it can take you like 1 week. If you do the statistics and you analyze like who you are, the habits that you have for the past like 2-3 years, like every fucking habit that affects your life, it will take you 1 week and you're fucking different. Yeah, and you can do it from now. Like, you don't need anything fucking external. So, like, what you've seen here can never unseen, so much as well subscribe. Subscribe to be very interested.